We're not getting on that train. We're getting on another one coming the other way in a couple of minutes' time. Got ya? Well, it's another sunny morning. The 1st of December it is today as we near Christmas. And another great Premier League day planned on this Saturday. It's not too cold for the time of year. It's sunny, the skies are blue. We've got a good day ahead. Let's get on. Indeed, today I'm at Crewe Station, a very old, traditional and also busy station on the West Coast Main Line in the northwest of England, in southern Cheshire. And today is a big day in the Premier League, and the lunchtime kickoff is West Ham United versus Chelsea, a big London derby as East meets West. And it's another in a line of succession of London derbies that I've featured in this series already, and we're not even halfway through the season. Arsenal-Chelsea at the end of September, which I showed you the goals from. West Ham-Arsenal in early October, which I went to. And then a couple of weeks later, Tottenham-Chelsea, which I listened to whilst I was in Runcorn and showed you that. And now in early December, the 1st of December, West Ham and Chelsea meet at the Bowling Ground as a Virgin Pedalino rushes through just to your left. So a very interesting day in prospect. 10 minutes till kick-off, and the Bowling Ground is ready for a good London derby. Chelsea have got such a good record. Oh, it's a crossover, I didn't even realise. Brilliant, brilliant. As I was saying, Chelsea have got such a good record against the Hammers, home and away in recent years, but they're without winning 6. West Ham have started the season well. In Rafa Benitez's 3rd game and first away game as Chelsea boss. It's so well poised. Kick-off is 5 minutes away, let's get it on. Well, it's a brilliant atmosphere here at West Ham United as the London derby is about to kick off. We've just heard the rendition of I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, of course, before every home game for the club. And now the Premier League jingle, loud and proud across the East End. Kick-off's just a minute or 2 away. We'll have more then. Well, it's not a Premier League ground, but it is the ground of Crewe Alexandra Football Club, Gresty Road. Like West Ham United, they were promoted via the playoffs last season, so well done to them. Well, it's 10 minutes into the game, but it's goodbye from Crewe as we're getting a train to Winsford. Yeah, that's our plan. So yeah, 10 minutes in, still 0-0. Well, good start from West Ham, but goals it is. Let's get the train. Well, I'm speaking to you from the toilets of this train. And I've come here to speak because I think there's just been a goal less than 15 minutes in, just after getting on this train. And I think it's Chelsea that have scored it. So an early goal at the Bowling Ground, and we think it's the first of Rafa Benitez's era. The reception's poor, we couldn't hear for certain, but I will clarify that when we get to Winsford. It's only a 10-minute journey. In fact, we'll be at Winsford in 5 minutes, just one stop on this line. But Chelsea took the lead and eventually won at Arsenal, took the lead and eventually won at Tottenham, and they've taken the lead at West Ham, or at least we think they have. So if I'm wrong, I'll correct it, but it's West Ham 0, Chelsea 1 after less than 15 minutes, and the score is to be confirmed. And we're now at Winsford. Well, now that I'm on the platform here, we're 20 minutes in, and I can confirm it was Juan Mata with his 8th goal of the season on 13 minutes that put Chelsea ahead in this match. And it's the 4th game in a row in the Premier League that West Ham have conceded the first goal of the match. And in 3 of them, they were 1-0 down inside 15 minutes. But Chelsea haven't won in 6. So West Ham mustn't give up the faith yet. The joys of nature, eh? Stand back. There's a train coming through. Delicious. As it speeds off into the south on its way to London. On a glorious December day. Something quite amusing I've just heard from the commentators. Courtesy of BBC Radio 5 Live, by the way. Got on your BBC for providing the match. Apparently, in one of the West Ham stands, there was a guy on the front row that is a dead ringer for Rafa Benitez. Yeah, so hopefully they'll show that in Match of the Day. Anyway, there's a speeding train coming through behind us, and I'm just going to see that, and then we're going to go on with our walk, and I'll tell you the route in more detail in a bit. Actually, just before we go, there's this Pendolino about to speed through, so we'll get that. Oh, yeah. Blistering. Right, we're off. Well, we're coming up to this busy roundabout just outside of Winsford Station now, and it's a three-way choice: left, right, or straight ahead. Which way do you think I'm going? Well, we're not going right, as you can see. We're walking away from there. We're not going left either. We're going there, straight ahead. And the biggest salt mine, the biggest supplier of salts in England, is in Cheshire, here at Winsford. And there's a sign just across the road I'm about to show you that confirms that. Salt mine, there it is. Well, as the sun keeps shining, it's sunny in East London as well as here, by the way. Across the whole country today. We're just past the half-hour mark now, and West Ham United a few minutes ago scored a goal for the second time in a month. Kevin Nolan scores a goal that's disallowed, unfortunately, for them. And very nice finish. I think it might have even been an overhead kick, but there was an infringement. It won't count. Chelsea still a goal up. Well, Azpilicueta, the right back for Chelsea, has had a good game so far, and on 35 minutes he's just had a good chance again. So Chelsea are ahead, and they do deserve to be, from what I've heard, but no game is over at 1-0. Oh my god, Chelsea should be 2-0 up. Juan Mata with 2 attempts in a few seconds, both of them blocked away though. Mata almost getting his second of the game, but desperate defending keeps it at 1-0. We're about 5 minutes from half time, and some very nice views of Winsford actually coming up, just ahead and to the right slightly. There you are, onwards and upwards. Well, we're just a few minutes away from half time now, and Petr Cech has just got a yellow card for what I assume is handling the ball just outside the penalty area. Many of the home support thought it should have been red. In any case, it's a West Ham United free kick just outside the box, and a good chance for an equaliser just before the break. Well, just look at this for a view. That's big. That's big. Speaking of big, it is that free kick from West Ham United. It was tipped over brilliantly by Petr Cech. It could have been an equaliser, but it wasn't to be. And the half-time whistle went a minute ago, so it is 1-0 to Chelsea at half-time. Join me for the second half in a bit. Well, the roads just over there are some of the busy A roads in and around Winsford. We're avoiding them though and going this way. I've worked all of it out on multi-map, today's route. I know exactly where I'm going, although it's the first time I've ever done this. Never done it before. So yeah, it should be good. Basically, we got off at Winsford, we walked through some of Winsford. What we're doing is we're going to walk northwards to Hertford. It's about a 6-mile walk. We should get there by 3 o'clock, just in time for the 3 o'clock game, so yeah. Well, that is the Red Lion pub over there. However, it's this way that we're going. Still half time. Today's route though has all been planned out to perfection. Even though I've never done it before, I know exactly where I'm going, so don't worry about it. In a moment, I'll tell you what the route is, in fact. Quite a lot of roundabouts I've noticed. Very much like some of the modern towns like Milton Keynes and Skelmersdale and that. They're all built with a lot of roundabouts because they're modern 1960s towns. I don't know if Winsford is. I just noticed a resemblance, that's all. It looks a nice enough path, but we're going straight ahead. Right, the route is as follows. Basically, we got off at Winsford Station after being at Crewe for the start. Literally, the first 10 minutes of the game we was at Crewe. Between the 10th and the 20th minute on the train to Winsford. Between the 20th minute and the half-hour mark at Winsford Station. The rest of the first half, we walked through Winsford town. Walking through a few more streets of the town at half-time. More towards the edge of the town at half-time. As you can see, the dual carriageways. And we're now heading north towards the town of Hertford. It's about a 6-mile walk overall. A variety of roads and canals. Well, some roads and the Bridgewater Canal is what we'll be walking along during the second half. So yeah, there's the route, and then we'll be approaching Hertford at the end of the game, and literally leading up to 3 o'clock we'll walk through a few streets of Hertford and then get the train just after 3 o'clock back towards Merseyside when the second round of games begin. So there's your itinerary for today in a nutshell. Well, we're at another roundabout, and before you say anything, no, I'm not going to McDonald's today. We're basically staying left, taking this first turning. As the second half gets underway at the bowling ground, another rendition of On Forever Blowing Bubbles greeting the players as they came out the tunnel. And we are underway. 2 changes for West Ham. Couldn't hear what players they were, but that's all I heard. So can West Ham rescue this? We'll see. We've got 45 minutes to find out. This looks an appealing place. Well, put it this way, I'll bear it in mind in the future, but it isn't part of today's route, so thanks anyways. It's a very good start from West Ham in the second half. They've had a corner, they nearly scored from it, and Chelsea are struggling and have desperately stabbed it out for another corner to the home side. We're now into a quieter neighbourhood of Winsford. Although just to the left of me is surely one of the biggest car dealerships in the northwest. All them cars through there, you can see. It's completely irrelevant information, but in 2007 I went here to look for a car, although I didn't find one that was suitable. Never mind, I've done alright, haven't I? West Ham have a throw in a good position. Chelsea have to stay strong. If they survive this test, I'm sure they'll win. If they don't, then West Ham will get a result. Well, he may be a defensive man who plays boring football, but more than 2.5 games into his Chelsea reign, Rafa Benitez is still yet to concede a goal. So it's obviously working. Can West Ham be the first team to break their defence? They were the first team to let Chelsea score against them, but still 35 minutes left. And we're heading away from the industrial estates, residential estates, towards the forests and eventually the canal. A chorus of "Come on you irons" as West Ham United have another corner. Torres of all people heads it away. Probably a better defensively than up front these days. Well, just darn useless up front. Chance. Oh! West Ham very close to an equaliser. This is the 8th home game of the season for the Hammers, and they've only lost 1 of their first 7. Very hard to beat at home, and Chelsea are finding that out at the moment. By the way, Chelsea are in an away kit of white shirts this afternoon, and we're on the hour mark in this game. Chelsea have just had their first attempt of the second half, which didn't come to anything. It's still in the balance, this game. It's a pulsating London derby. What London derby isn't? Well, the railway line is just over there, and you might just be able to see the top of a Virgin Voyager passing through. Very well timed. So as you can, if you didn't see, you can certainly hear we're near the West Coast Main Line at the moment. Well, just check out the views of the Cheshire Plains from here. It's a very, very quaint spot. I like it anyways. Beautiful. And a goal at Upton Park! And Chelsea have paid the price. It's a West Ham equaliser. Headed in from Carlton Cole. The Hammers are level. Chelsea undone. It's 1-1. Game on! What a game this is turning out to be now. Less than a minute after equalising, the Hammers nearly went 2-1 up. And then at the other end, less than a moment later, Torres and Mata, both of them could have easily put Chelsea 2-1 up, but Torres messed it up for a change. It really could go either way this now, as we walk over the West Coast Main Line. So let me just show you a brief shot from both sides. Firstly, that's looking north. And this is looking south. And there's a train coming in. It was a London Midland Desiro from Liverpool to Birmingham. All right. There's about 20 minutes left. And it's 1-1. The game is in the balance. Although Juan Mata nearly scored again. A beautiful, delicious free kick hit the post. Yes, Galanen wouldn't have got near it. It's still 1-1 though. Well, we've now walked the whole length of that road alongside the railway. Those houses over there are part of a holiday park. However, we're going this way, down a rather steep road. Given how wet it is, there's a serious risk of slipping over, so I'll just take it a bit carefully. As another train roars by behind us, and we're turning right and we're going under a tunnel that, if I'm not mistaken, not only goes underneath the holiday park, but the second tunnel there, in the distance, if you can see it, is indeed the West Coast Main Line. Into the last 15 minutes, another West Ham corner just then could have easily resulted in the home side going 2-1 up, but it didn't happen. It's an end-to-end game. Chelsea currently in possession. Yep. It's all square in the London derby. And we're now going under the second bridge. In fact, this road we're on is actually the main way in by road to that holiday park. I think it's called Vale Royal or Vale Holiday Park or something. So at least we're back in the public path system now, because that road we was on a few minutes ago was actually private property, but we got through it okay, and we're now to the east of the West Coast Main Line. Well, I've just realised that the canal that we was heading to is actually the other way. As I show you the Cheshire Plains and more beautiful countryside, we will turn back. Oh, I think there's a train coming too. We might have timed this well. What I would say in the meantime though is that steep road a few minutes ago, we should have turned left there. That leads to the canal. There's 10 minutes to go in this game. Whoa. And it's a freighter. Very, very well timed. So there you go. Chelsea have had a couple of corners, but neither of them came to anything. That was good. I'm good, but I'm not perfect. I've never done this route before. And I do make a few mistakes when I'm navigating, but at least I realise. Yeah, it just occurred to me. I remember the name Vale Royal, whatever it's called. Yeah, Vale Royal, when I looked on Multimap, or Google Maps, whichever one it was, and it rang a bell. So let's go back. And I remember that The canal is just a few hundred yards west of the West Coast Main Line at the Vale Royal. So we're on the right track. Chance. Oh! Matt Jarvis, almost a West Ham winner possibly, but Czech made the save. Chelsea holding on here in the final, well into the final 10 minutes now. So let's go. Let's get back on track. Winston Reid, a header, cleared off the line. Chelsea are really holding on now. And it looks like Upton Park is becoming a fortress once again. West Ham have struggled for a number of years at home, but they're on a good run this season. And it's going to be just one defeat in 8 games as it stands, unless Chelsea can win it. Well, that car going over the bridge is where the canal is near enough, so we're going to get on there. Well, we're walking along the canal now in a northerly direction. That bridge we was approaching in the last shot, we made a sharp right turn just before we got to it. This is the way. Incredible! There's been a goal, and surely this is going to be a winning goal. Chelsea's title challenge is in tatters. West Ham have turned it around and are winning. And it's a second goal for Diarmi for the club. West Ham 2, Chelsea 1. And Chelsea left to lick their wounds. The Hammers are 2-1 up with less than 5 minutes to go. Well, West Ham are just a few minutes away from a famous victory. It's been 10 years since they've beaten Chelsea in the league, but they're just a few minutes away from that now. And in fact, Chelsea are just deflated. They're flat. They're not even trying. West Ham continue to threaten to get a third. And they could do here, but palmed away this time. They still lead. Just 1 minute of the 90 left now. West Ham fans sense they're almost there. Well, this is beautiful. You've got the lake over there and the canal over here. What a day. What a beautiful day. There is definitely no disputing that. Goal! Incredible! And it is going to be West Ham United's first win over Chelsea in 10 years. They've killed them. It's 3-1. It's game over. And Chelsea are in a total and utter mess. Upton Park is rocking, and it's a famous day and a memorable one for all the West Ham fans backed into the ground today. What a day, what an afternoon. And the good times definitely keep on rolling at West Ham United. As a fan, I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm going to try and stay as neutral as possible, but it's hard. It's a famous win, and that's it. As we enter stoppage time, West Ham 3, Chelsea 1. Game over. Torres with a header there, but easily saved by Jääskeläinen. And that's it. It's over. And it's payback time for the Hammers for all those consecutive Chelsea victories during recent years. Happy days at the bowling ground as Bubbles rings round. West Ham are happy. I'm happy. 3-1 it finishes. Now it's time for the 3 o'clocks. What a day. And I also mean the weather when I say that. What an afternoon it's been. Well, half an hour has passed since I last spoke to you. I've walked a bit further, had a drink, and now it's 3 o'clock. And the game I'm listening to is Manchester City versus Everton, courtesy of BBC Radio Merseyside. We've already seen West Ham cause an upset and beat Chelsea convincingly 3-1. Can Everton do the same? They were the last team to win at the Etihad in the league 2 years ago, so that irony might play up. Anyway, the game is underway, as are 5 other 3 o'clock kickoffs. So let's get it on, and I'll tell you whatever goals go in elsewhere as well as this match. Well, this place is called the Vale Royal Locks, a series of locks for all the barges that use the canal. And it's a beautiful setting too. Well, the path continues along this side of the canal, but we're going to turn around in a minute and cross over at the locks. I just wanted to show you something here. It's not a scene out of Titanic, but with all the icebergs, it might look like it. And they continue all the way down the stream there. All them white dots. They're just lumps of ice because it's been so cold. I don't know if my heart will go on, but my commentary of this certainly will be. Well, we're now crossing the locks. This is the first of a series of bridges. More of the icebergs there. Oh my God, I wouldn't want to be swimming in that. Woo! Absolute sellout at the Etihad. 47,318 spectators. That's the attendance this afternoon. A very good effort on a cold winter day. Well, here's a view of the locks from the other side. And as I'm about to show you, I was talking complete utter nonsense when I mentioned icebergs. It's actually this, basically accumulations of foam. You can see one or two breaking off towards the left of the shot there. Well, there's a house on the right at the top of the hill, and you can see the railway over a tall bridge to the left, crossing the canal. Well, there's a beautiful view of the aqueduct from this angle. Well, 15 minutes have gone here, and the only significant news for you is that Man City were forced into an early injury-imposed substitution. Zabaleta's come on. I think it's Kolarov that was injured, I'm not sure though. Got a goal from another game in the Premier League coming in. I'll tell you in a minute once I've confirmed it. Well, Manchester City are really getting into their groove now. 15 minutes in. And the goal, let me just confirm to you what it was. It's bad news for QPR fans. Aston Villa have taken the lead at Loftus Road. And the score is QPR 0, Villa 1. But we're still very early on in the games. And I've got some more goal news. And it's better news for QPR. You've equalised. So QPR 1, Aston Villa 1. And the other games we think are still goalless. Right beneath it now. West Coast Main Line spanning the bridge above us. Well, we're at the halfway mark of the first half and the sun is just setting. So from here on in we're going to rapidly lose daylight, but we'll be on the train home by the time it's dark, confidently. Well, we're out of the woods now, literally, and approaching this busy A road. We're on track though. Oh, there's been a goal! Chelsea were in trouble earlier. Man City are now. Man City 0, Everton 1. Incredible stuff. West Ham calls an upset to Chelsea earlier. Everton are doing the same at the Etihad. I think it might be Fellaini, I'm not sure the scorer, but Everton are ahead at City. What timing. So a shocker at the Etihad. Game on. Well, we're fast approaching the town of Hertford, just to the right. Nearly there now. Ho, ho, ho. And Man City came close with a chance there, but a good save by Tim Howard. Everton still lead here. Another good save by Tim Howard there. Man City are dominating, but Everton killed them with a sucker punch. And if there are any more goals in the Premier League, we'll tell you. I only know of the one in this game and the two at Loftus Road at the moment. Man City have got a penalty just now. Osman, I think, has given it away. Man City have got a penalty. The champions have a chance to equalise. Come back to me. Well, Tevez is about to take the penalty. Here he goes. 1-1. The champions are level. Game on at the Etihad. Well, it's not central London. It's a building here in Hertford called Whitehall. Well, we finally made it back to Hertford Station. And it's half time in the 3 o'clock games, by the way. It has gone in Manchester City 1, Everton 1 at half time. Plus, it's also QPR 1, Aston Villa 1. There is one goal to tell you about, however, that went in just before half-time. A header on 42 minutes from Daniel Agger has given Liverpool the lead at Southampton, and fully deserved apparently. So that brings you up to date with your goals. Anyway, I'm going to sit off on the train and enjoy the second half. It's been a long day, I've done a lot of walking, I've done a lot of filming, and even though it's taken me an hour longer than I thought, given that I misplanned and mistimed it in a way, it's still been alright because we got to listen to the first half of the games walking through Hertford here. So, well, the canal leading up to Hertford and then Hertford itself. So, good day all round. And thank you for joining me this week. A day off tomorrow for me. I'll see you next week.